started as an excuse to get to warmer weather in the winter has spawned decades of competition and tradition, and today, once again, these two will square off to find out who will take home the coveted jeweled shillelagh. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Fighting Irish, South Bend, Indiana, beneath the Golden Dome and Notre Dame Stadium. As we'll see a squad from the ACC, the USC Trojans, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. The Trojans will kick it away first. On the run from inside his own 5. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. Thought we might see some of this. They'll go to the Wildcat formation here. On the direct snap, it's Thomas. Running to Green. Gets it out to the 20 after a pickup of 4. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Motion from the back. On the snap, it's Thomas. Oh, they're after him. Gets it out fast. He's loose down the middle. Touchdown, Notre Dame. He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
And that touchdown just got this whole place going, didn't it? You got everybody doing the Irish jig. Touchdown Jesus is happy. You got the leprechaun, he's dancing. The energy in this place right now is on another level after that score. No wonder this is such a tough place to come in and try to get a win on the board.
And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. To the air, it's Richard. Gets it out quickly. Gets it across the 25. He'll step out at the 26 as this offense tries to grind out some yardage.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
They'll try the right side. Gets it across the 30 to the 31. A pickup of 5.
And those little runs, man, they don't look great in the box score, but I love when an offense stays on schedule and it makes those third downs more manageable, easier, harder to attack me now from the defensive perspective trying to get to me. So it's an easy, simple play for this offense, but I love it.
They'll try to pick it up on the ground. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on third down.
This is an interesting decision now for the head coach. You're trailing very early in the game. There's a lot of football left. But you're in a situation where you could go for it here and try and answer after your defense gave up that touchdown on the opening drive.
The offense in its own end, still needing a couple of yards for the first down, but they'll stay out there and go for it on fourth. Grab near the sticks. It's Bell. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense, not exactly the perfect fourth down call there. They were willing to spin that wheel of fortune in their own territory, and it paid off.
And it came up good. I mean, I think you see the aggressiveness by these offenses now, willing to go for it in their own territory, and I like it because they got it.
The lone back's got it. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain. So many memorable and historic moments in this rivalry, guys. It's almost a century old now. First meeting in 1926.
When you think of all the great coaches that have graced the sidelines in this rivalry, right? Knute Rockne, Eric Parseghian, John Robinson, Pete Carroll. A lot of national championships between these two schools, David.
Lou Holtz, we could keep going on.
And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked one time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the quarterback.
On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down. He tried to get it on his own.
And nowadays, you're not always going to get these quarterbacks on the ground because they're so athletic. But nice job getting the sack, let them out of the pocket there, but now forcing the fourth down, and it's decision time for this offense.
They'll try to quiet this crowd by moving the sticks on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Big tight end makes the grab, first down, still on his feet. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. The metrics tell you so often, go ahead, go for it on fourth down, and it pays off there.
That just shows you the head coach's confidence in his quarterback to go out on a critical fourth down and execute.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Cross-country rivalry between these old foes. It started because Knute Rockne's wife wanted to go to California late in the season, and the next chapter unfolds today.
That sounds perfect. If my wife wanted to do the same thing I would do. Happy wife, happy life. It's always interesting to hear how these rivalry trophies come about.
Breaks into the open. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's first down.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
And the Trojans have it with a 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Hill. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19.
And after having a nice game like that on first down, for the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on second down, on third, you won't have that long to go.
Scanning the field, it's Richard. Got his man quickly. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. You know, sometimes even a short gain like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
It'll be a run on third and short. He did not make it a stonewall on third down.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the perimeter of the field and see if they can use their speed to hurt this defense.
Now on fourth down, here comes the field goal team. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Off to a good going back to work now with a 7-3 lead. Looking to throw on first down. Throws to the tight end. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on first down. Second down coming up.
I know that shot down the field was incomplete, but you got to keep taking shots. Those receivers love to go deep. It gives them a breath of fresh air. They get more excitement. They're going to the quarterback with a little bit more juice because you know you're feeding them. So I would keep taking deep shots down the field.
Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Fires to the tight end. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. Referee signals timeout as the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. A couple of yards shy of the first down marker, but they've decided this is 4-down territory. The offense still on the field. They're throwing for it on fourth down. Release to the back. The sure hands, it's Massey. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with the first down.
Oh, and I love that play call on fourth down. You know, the entire defense was zoning in on that running back, thinking he was maybe going to get a handoff, but they're able to sneak and leak him out of the backfield. Behind the defense, he makes the catch and keeps the drive alive.
From the 44-yard line, the offense snaps it on first down. Takes the handoff. It's Mahoney. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. Notre Dame lines up quickly.
I don't know, man. If I'm on defense here and I'm watching the way my D-line's getting manhandled, I might have to put more guys in the box. I might have to sacrifice a safety and try to get more hacks close to the line of scrimmage to slow this running back down, because the RPO game's been a problem.
And how about the bounce back for this QB? He's already got more passing yards right now than he had all last game. Nice job not getting down, not getting negative, not letting one bad game turn to 2. Nice bounce back already in this next game.
Notre Dame ready to go back to work with another first down. Motion from the wide receiver. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch. So pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
Good pick up there. He gets enough for the first down. Guys, we've come to the end of the quarter, and Notre Dame has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the second period. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Wants to throw on first down. The quick out. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall.
Stop me when you've heard this before. First down. First down. First down. Just continuing to put first downs together. So far, this defense just can't find any answers.
On 1st and goal, Notre Dame will try to get it in the end zone. They'll try to get it in with the run. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Unleashes to the end zone. Fires the pass. Intercepted. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception. interception.
Well, obviously it's raining here in this game, and ball's slippery. I don't know if that slipped out of the QB's hands a little bit, but it certainly wasn't an accurate throw, and as a result, it ends up in an interception.
And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. Be interesting to see what happens here on the second drive.
Yeah, you got a feel for the defense now. You understand what they're trying to do, what their game plan is. Now you get to go into phase 2 of your game plan.
They've got them penned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. From his end zone, a lot of room to throw downfield. Grabbed behind the line. It's Clark. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
You know, tight ends are such matchup nightmares and problems for defense. They're too big for DBs to cover, and they're too fast for linebackers to cover. You saw it right there.
The volley cheers going on high, and here comes the Thunder being shaken down on third down. Wants to throw. It's Richard. Unloads to the wideout. Finds his man. It's Wall. Just what the doctor ordered to get away from the shadow of that goalpost and pick up a first down at the 23.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
And this one will be stopped for no gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Wants to go up top. Fires to the big fella. There he goes. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open, because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
The Trojans are moving quickly down the field. Here's the handoff. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
Man, it's easy to call plays when you're getting 5 or 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, why would I get complicated? Why would I get complex? Like, up front right now, this group just win, fall forward, get that good gain, stay ahead of the sticks, don't have to get in bad situations. This defense better respond, or else I'll do that all the way down the field.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Quickly out through the tight end. And he was able to shed a tackle and pick up the first down before they finally get him on the ground.
And you got to love the versatility of the big fella. You can put him in the box and let him block big defensive linemen, or you put him in the slot and you throw him the football and have success.
To the ground with the back. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
They'll try to pop the draw. And a really short game before he gets a whole bunch of company from the defense.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
And the Trojans come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. it up on the ground. Third down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35.
Well, the offense is in a really nice rhythm right now. It seems like no matter what they're dialing up, they're getting positive yards, and it just feels so good as a play caller when you know on first down you can get yards like that turning around and handing it off.
Yeah, and on the other side, you're scratching your head going, what the heck can I do here? You got to find something. The defense has got to find a way to create some momentum. Whatever they're doing right now, it's not working. So you got to keep going through that play sheet and maybe find something a little bit different that can give this offense something to think about.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Back to throw. It's Richard. He's going to take off. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit. We're at the 2-minute timeout. It's been a good one so far. Opportunity for this offense perhaps to take the lead before halftime. The Trojans come to the line with a fresh set of downs. The give to the back. Jukes his way for more. Tough run gets it into the red zone, and they knock him down at the 17. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Back to pass. Looking for the score. Touchdown, Trojans. The finisher, the exclamation point on that drive.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. And he was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Man, it just means more in the SEC. And take a look at how things are playing out here. Alabama is on the short side of things right now. But like the days of Tua and Devontae Smith in the 2018 title game, do not rule out a comeback. They're trailing by 10 to Tennessee. Week in and week out in the SEC, it's a battle of attrition. And if anything big changes, you'll hear about it here.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. They'll put it in play from the 36 for the first play of the drive.
Let's go, let's go. Ready.
To the air on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Mahoney.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. The Irish come to the line facing 2nd and short. Quarterback making adjustments. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Makes the catch. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Looking downfield on first down. Quickly complete.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
The hurry up now. 2nd down. Clock ticking. Looking to fire. Showing the arm strength to the left. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
First snap of this drive will come from the 46. They want to run it left here. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
They're trying to run the ball on first down, guys, but just nothing doing up front. Their offensive line got blown up on that play. There was nowhere for that guy to go.
And with time running out here in the first half, this offense will choose to take a knee. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. The run to the right. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. You want to talk about shaking down thunder from the sky. That's what they're doing here on third down. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a third down stop. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. And the Trojans will line up to punt it away. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. A low line drive and not his best work. Coverage team does a good job and touches it dead. No return on this one. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
USC 10, Notre Dame 7.
We are just about ready to start the second half. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. Got it behind the line. It's Green. Turning it on. They stop him just a link or two short of the first. And, man, what they can do on second down here.
Love the execution there in the screen. The running back shows pass protect, pass protect. Last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D-linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
Finding open areas. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32.
We love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. Looking to pass. It's Richard. Makes the grab. It's Clark. They get him at the 42, but he picked up 10 there. Doesn't SC always seem to have a quarterback right out of central casting and one that'll pick up a first down for you with his arm?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter the year. It just doesn't matter the number. It continues to churn out. They find those guys. Just such an easy place to recruit. When you got that kind of pedigree, you always find superstars at the quarterback spot.
From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Picks up the first down. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
The Trojans will snap it on 1st and 10. And the defense snows him under after a very short gain.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Caught in the backfield, it's Hill. Open space at the 25. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Southern Cal! Well, they started with horrible field position, but ended with perfect field position in the middle of the end zone.
It all comes down to execution, Reese. You've got to have guys going out and doing their jobs. You saw the offensive line up front. They were physical. Skill players made it happen with the ball in their hands, and the quarterback really showed command on that last drive.
And he made that extra point, the wet turf, no problem at all. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And the score comes on a pass from 40 yards out. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Here come the Irish, back on offense. That deficit has now grown to double digits, down 17-7 as they start this drive. Big tight end. What a cut. Now he's loose. There he goes. He's at the 10. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Fighting Irish.
Hey, QBs love their big tight ends, especially guys that can do such great things after the catch. He catches it. Dang, Palmer, he looks like a daggone receiver after he catches the football.
What a matchup nightmare, too, man. I mean, he's just too big for DBs to cover, and he's too fast for linebackers to cover. If I'm this QB, I'm looking that guy's way a lot more often than this one.
And with the extra point, they close it to a 17-14 game. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Sending the offense onto the field. They're still holding the lead, but hoping to flex a little muscle on this drive. On the run, it's Green. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Looking for a man, it's Richard. Trying to set up the screen. At the 40, there he goes. Wide open spaces. Steered out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. A big pickup, and they are threatening.
And they executed that running back screen to perfection. Quarterback held on to it. He let the rush get to him. Offensive lineman got out in position, and the running back sold it too. Once he had the ball in his hands, he just had blockers and green field out in front of him. They pick up an explosive play on a running back screen.
Oh, he's got some space.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. Just wondered maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
The give to the tailback. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
It's great to have a physical offensive line that you can count on, that you can just lean on them up front and fall forward and get first downs. Man, what a comfortable, what a nice spot to be in if you're an offensive coordinator.
And the Trojans are marching down the field. Wants to go up top on first down. Not able to hook up there, incomplete.
And finally, this quarterback looks human for one play. He has been lights out up to this point. Very accurate, making good decisions in a beautiful rhythm, and finally throws his first incompletion of the game.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Wants to go up top. Here comes the rush, and they've got it wrapped up at the 28. The Irish generating heat from the linebacker position. A Mike Stonebreaker, Manti Te'o type play.
And when you can get linebackers that can get after the quarterback, that can be a force on first, second, and third down, get in the quarterback's face, make his life heck. Really nice job by the linebacker there.
Looking to throw, it's Richard. Under fire. And he feels the heat coming in and burns him up. Another sack.
Third and long situation, we're bringing an extra DB on the field, and we're telling our front guys to pin your ears back and go get the QB, and they get the job done.
What a disappointment. No good. Guys, a missed opportunity there. The lead is still 3.
Hey, sometimes I just feel like fourth down, man. Just go for it every time. Like, the field goal miss, make great. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Back in motion. Try to clear the picture. Direct snap. It's Thomas. The Wildcat created an alley. Picked up a few. Still some work to do for the first down.
Well, you got to give the defense a lot of credit on this play because they were doing a nice job understanding who had the football and where they were. So a nice job by the defense rallying around that ball carrier and now not giving up the first down.
Notre Dame trying to keep this drive moving on second and short. Might be calling a hot route. Now they'll run the draw. And he picks up the first down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit. Notre Dame right back to the line.
Great job by the offense, understanding where the sticks are. And look, they got the first down, and they're like, all right, let's crank this tempo up now. We got first down. Let's go fast.
The draw draws nothing except a swarm of tacklers. He's stopped immediately. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11.
Military start! Military start!
The give to the back. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. Notre Dame facing a 3rd and long, trying to keep this drive alive. From the gun, wants to pass. Using his legs to buy some time. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody in the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
First one of the day is on its way, and he's been sort of scarce around here, only called on one time in that loss last week. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. They go to the ground. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. To the air, it's Richard. Using the quick game. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short.
The thing I like about this slot receiver, he's really intentional in his route run. The quarterback always knows exactly where he's going to be on the field. They've got great chemistry.
The volley cheers going on high, and here comes the Thunder being shaken down on 3rd down. That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 30.
Gain of 1. And first down for the offense.
As we head to the quarter break, it is USC holding the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. So first down will open up the final period. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
I don't know that there's a harder position in football to play than cornerback. You know, all the space in the game, the speed of the game, the big bodies out wide. But to be able to break on those short passes and be an open field tackler like that and give up no yards and protect deep, that's a nice job.
To the air on 2nd down. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Looking downfield, it's Richard. Throws for the tight end. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
Possession ended up punting it away, but now in a tight game, another opportunity for this offense. Quarterback floating away from pressure. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, we've got a close game here at the start of the 4th quarter, right? This team obviously is down, but they're not playing it close to the vest. Being aggressive, first play of the drive, trying to throw it down the field. They're going to have to complete some of these if they're going to get this comeback win in this game.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Dumps it to the back. Grabbed over the middle. It's Mahoney. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down at the 49.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. Did a nice job of it.
It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
The pass is incomplete. Thought they might catch the defense napping, but it'll be 3rd down.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles and getting them on the ground as soon as they catch it. That's a major deal for defenses, and that was a good example there of it.
The Irish facing quite a challenge here on 3rd and a mile. Some early movement along the offensive line, and they'll walk it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Let's see what they find in the playbook for 3rd and long from the 43. Wants to adjust the pattern. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Just a short pass to the tight end. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. And here we go, down to score. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Fires on the move. Big man has it. It's a 1st down and more. He gets it inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29, and they are rolling.
And you just wonder if this defense now is starting to feel it a little bit. They're a bit on their heels after that 4th down play to keep this drive going. Someone's going to have to step up here and stop the bleeding. They're only up by 1 possession.
From the gun to give, looking for room. Didn't get a whole lot of room to run. He picked up 1 or 2.
You got to give this defense credit because they have bottled this guy up all game long. He's one of the best running backs in all of college football. Everybody was expecting him to have a big one today. Don't tell that to this defense, though. They played with great effort. They've gotten hats to the football, and they have been able to shut him down.
Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. The RPO fired complete to the left. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their big play ability over the top. This offense has to dial something up.
And the deflection by the defense. Great play on 3rd down brings us to 4th.
I want to give a shout-out to the defense there on 3rd down, doing a really nice job disguising their coverage because it looked like they confused the quarterback on 3rd down. Really nice job getting back.
They fake it. They fake it, and the kicker's looking to pass. And they're not going to pick up the 1st down on the fake field goal. You want to be bold and daring, but sometimes you got to know when to just take the 3. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so we got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen.
Line getting set on 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. And they'll pick up the 1st down and mark it at the 47. When your best is demanded on a big stage like this against a rival, he has delivered, cracking the 150-yard mark.
No doubt about it. What do we say? Big-time players make big plays in big games. The games don't get bigger than this for this team right here, and this guy, David, has shown up today.
And it's so nice as a coach to have that dude that you know you can count on. He'll put up big numbers, and he's been carrying this offense.
Flips it out on the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The Trojans have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. Dropping back, it's Richard. Finds his tight end. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They'll go to the air. Throws to the wideout. And the third down pass is incomplete.
And in this weather, man, you start to see more of this. You try to throw the ball harder than penetrate it through the weather and get it to your target. But just catching a football that's a little bit slippery sometimes, you'll see some of those drops, and it's just part of the game.
They'll keep the offense on the field on fourth down already with a one-possession lead. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. Desperately wanted to convert on fourth down, but couldn't do it. Here come the Irish back on offense. They'll run it from the gun. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. The Irish come to the line facing second and short. Back to pass. Quickly complete. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. He wants to change this route. They're going to go to the air on third and short. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Fires to the tight end. And he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. They've got a first down. They're in plus territory, and they've got a chance to win the game. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. All things considered, he's probably lucky to be back to the line of scrimmage.
Home crowd not going to love it. You got to throw the ball to win this game. They do not like the play call with not a lot of time left in the game.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to pass, and he's got to make a play. Finds the tight end. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
I think on offense here in a 2-minute situation, down a possession, you got to think about taking shots down the field. The quick game, these screens, bubbles, swings, that's not going to work here.
The Irish will need to move the sticks on third and long to keep this drive going. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the big fella. They stop him well short of the marker. It's 4th down from the 27. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play.
Timeout, Notre Dame.
So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play.
Timeout, USC.
All the plays, all the plans, all the schemes, and it will be decided on this kick. And with 5 seconds left, this one to send us to overtime. Dead center perfect. And in the waning seconds of the game, they tie it up.
What a kick for that young man right there. And you just see the way it energized and galvanized his entire sideline. They've tied it up late. This thing's going to OT, and they look like they are ready to rock.
The returner will field it and try to do some business. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Four quarters not enough to settle this one. We're headed to overtime.
And these teams have played so well, back and forth, evenly contested game. How about a little free football, Jesse?
Yeah, I love this, David. Free football. I'm finding out which of these two teams is the most mature. Who can settle down now with the game on the line and make the big play?
Comes our first play of overtime. Looking to throw, it's Richard. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Running into the open space.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Bringing the heat. He'll get rid of it. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have let him a little too much.
But how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication. And it can really rattle an offense.
They'd love to strike first for the touchdown. They'll try to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Quarterback strolling away from heat. It's caught. He gets it into the red zone, but not quite to the line to gain. They'll mark it at the 18, and it's 4th down.
A nice job of awareness on defense there on that 3rd down. You know, you're expecting the offense to throw the football, but it's not just going to be receivers or tight ends you got to worry about. You got to keep your eye on where that running back is. They knew exactly where he would be, and they were able to make the tackle setting up for it.
This, the biggest play of the game so far. Going for it on 4th down in overtime. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Grab near the marker, it's Wall. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8.
Well, how about the offense here? Going forward on 4th down, forget field goal kickers. Like, we want to get 6, and we want to make sure that we make the other team score here.
With the run on 1st and goal. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, we know this defense is one that plays with a lot of pride, right? Part of that is their ability stopping the run. They're a top 25 unit in the nation when it comes to stopping the rush, and that really helps them out down here in the red zone. They're going to have to step up big time in this situation.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Looking downfield, it's Richard. There's the pressure. Touchdown Trojans! They jump on top here in OT. Well, that didn't necessarily go as planned, but it was most effective in the end.
I love it, Reese. Down in the red zone, this quarterback didn't have anybody open. Didn't panic. He just decided, man, I'm going to go do this myself. I'm going to use my wheels and put up 6 on the board. He did just that.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. All right, guys, so here we go in overtime, and just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possession starting on the opponent's 25.
And you want to play defense first because you want to know what you need. That's a key philosophical approach for most teams when it comes to overtime, Dave.
Yeah, and remember the rule change a couple years ago, too, and the second overtime and 2-point conversion. So all this stuff is situational type football that you better have worked on throughout these weeks of the season.
They know what's in front of them. They have to answer that score with a touchdown. Looking for space. It's Mahoney. Finds a little bit of room. Give him a couple down to the 23. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Caught. Close to the marker. It's Mahoney. Touchdown! They got it in the end zone. Now a decision to make with a point after. He has been surgical, precise. precision passes, using the scalpel, the fine instrument, rather than the blunt one.
And the defense has had absolutely no answer for him. Just, he's been down their throats all game long, a step ahead, understanding what he's seeing, and just destroying this defense.
He'll set up to throw. They didn't make it. Pushed all the chips to the middle of the table for the two-point try, and they get nothing. Tommy Trojan rides with a sword on his belt and a jeweled shillelagh at his side after knocking off the Fighting Irish. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.